Okay, so in this video we're going to look at applying some commonly requested overrides to data presented in graph panels. We will start with this graph where I have total traffic across the device for the last 8 hours broken down into inbound and outbound. Let's have a quick look at the config for the panel. In the metrics tab, standard query type, object is interface. Fields are inbound and outbound bytes. Label is the device name. I'm filtering the panel to just the device selected in the device variable, and we're aggregating the traffic across every interface on the selected device. So one plotted series for all the inbound and one for all the outbound, all pretty standard configuration. If I want to set colors for a series, if I want, say, inbound traffic to be blue, I can just click on the color in the legend and set a new color. Now, the new color has been applied to the series with this specific label. If I change the device, the label changes and then the color override isn't applied. I could remove the label from a config and the label would just be RX bytes values. And if I change the device, the label's maintained and the color override is maintained. But if I want the device name in the legend, I've got to do something else. So for that, we head to the display tab, and here I select series overrides. So we have the option of selecting a series from the box, but this only offers series that are currently displayed in the panel. So again, if I make a selection and then select another device, we lose the override. So instead, we'll use regex, any series with RX in the label. If the panel had multiple inbound metrics like RX errors and RX discards, then I'd make the regex more specific, but for now, this is all I need. Add an override and select color. Now I can change the device and the color override is maintained. Some users don't like the shading under the line, so we'll head to draw options, remove the fill and increase the line thickness. There's a range of other presentation options here, and these ones are applied panel wide. Now we can jump back into our series overrides and I can put the fill back in for just that inbound traffic. An override that we make use of in a few panels in our default dashboards is to set inbound metrics to the negative y-axis. This is especially useful if you've got multiple series plotted on the graph. You can separate the data somewhat to make it a little clearer. So another override. We already have a rule for all inbound series, so I can just add on to that one. Transform negative y. So I've used the draw options to apply new panel-wide presentation defaults and applied series-specific overrides to color, fills, and the data transform. And we've applied them in a way that maintains them when we alter the content of the panel. I've got one last override to showcase, and that's assigning a series to the right-hand y-axis. This is useful if you have multiple series in a panel where the values are widely different, like we have here. I've got total bytes and total error percentage. But the scales are so different that I can't even see the errors unless I isolate them. So let's assign our errors series to a different y-axis. Series override, regex for the errors series, and set y-axis to 2. So again, use draw options for setting panel-wide defaults and series overrides for series-specific overrides.